Please take your seats. The program is about to begin.
Dear AIJA members, dear friends, welcome to the General Assembly of the 63rd Annual Congress in Washington, D.C. And of course, I would like to extend a special welcome to those who have done so much for AIJA. So please, a round of applause after I have welcomed them. Our honorary presidents, Anita Schlepfer, François Barré, Wiebe de Vries, Murray Levin, Dirk Nuts, and Malcolm McNeil. Thank you for everything you've done for AIJA and that you continue to do. And then, of course, we have a very important second row there, the honorary secretaries, Agnès Breton, Jean-Philippe Arroyo, Emiliano Ganzaroli, and Thomas Ribar. We also have some VIPs from other associations joining us today. So warm welcome to Danielle Borrell, immediate past chair of the ABA Young Lawyers Division. Jaime Carey, president of the IBA. Michael Chu, president of IPBA. And connecting remotely through video, Jacqueline Scott, immediate past president of UIA.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. After having opened the General Assembly, I would like to invite on stage the immediate past president of the ABA Young Lawyer Division to deliver a welcome address. Danielle, please join us on stage.
Good morning. Bonjour, hola. I am Danny Borrell from Louisiana, which is the only state in the United States that has civil law, like many of you. And I am honored to serve for one more week as the chair of the ABA Young Lawyers Division. At the ABA, the American Bar Association, we have joked this past year that we have a lot going on. You may have noticed some things in America that have been catching headlines. At the ABA, we have had attacks on our diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. We have dealt with judicial security and independence attacks. We have struggled through attacks on the rule of law, and we've seen an attack on the independence of law firms and based on the clients they represent and the positions they've taken. But the ABA, I'm proud to say, has not stood silently by while we've endured through this past bar year. The ABA very strongly and proudly reconfirmed its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in everything that we do. We have lobbied Congress for increased judicial security to maintain the independence of our judiciary. We have confirmed the fight for the rule of law, both for our own country here in America and in some other countries abroad. We have even gone so far as suing our own President of the United States to cease his tactics to intimidate law firms. So I hope you understand when I say it's been a long year and we have a lot going on. Despite all that, I hope you know that you are welcome here in America, that this is a fun, safe place to be, that I hope you enjoy your time here, and that you have found the hospitality that I have been greeted with all week long. Despite everything going on with the ABA at the Young Lawyers Division, we have stood strong on our principles of making the Young Lawyers Division the professional home for our members. Like many of y'all, we reconfirmed our commitment to DE&I and continued our work in disaster legal services. We also refocused this year under my leadership as chair on networking, practical skills development, and financial and mental wellness. We got a little creative this year with our Literary Society, a virtual book club held every month where we were joined by lawyers from all over the country. So like the big ABA, we've had a lot going on as young lawyers. The mounting social pressures only make it more difficult for us to do our jobs in a time when we're faced with insurmountable student loans and societal pressures to be everything. Be a great lawyer, be a great parent, be a great friend. At a time when our young lawyers are told they have to do everything all the generations before have done, we here at the ABA-YLD are proud to be the professional home to help our members get through and navigate their professional journey. Cato, thank you, and AIJA for the invitation to join you this week. I've been overwhelmed with the warm hospitality that I have seen here throughout the week. This is my first event. I had a first-timer's badge. I partied so hard this week I lost it, which I think speaks volumes to the type of conference y'all throw. I don't know how y'all are still awake. I, like many of you, am aging out of the ABA's Young Lawyer Division next week as I roll off of my year as chair, and I'll be going into the big American Bar Association. If anyone in AIJA is looking to supplement their current membership with AIJA, or is aging out and is looking for another home, the ABA as a whole welcomes lawyers from any country. In particular, a lot of AIJA former members find a home in the International Law section, which has a great partnership with AIJA to offer discounts for former AIJA members to attend some of the ABA International Law section meetings. If you have any interest in the ABA, the International Law section, or anything that I've said, please let me know. I am happy to make sure that if you attend any ABA meeting, that I will connect you in advance with at least a couple people there, so that when you walk into that room, you will get the same warm, welcoming hospitality that I've received all week. So I hope to give you all the same welcome and fun tonight at the gala. And again, I appreciate the opportunity for y'all to join us here in America and for me to join you, AIJA, during your Congress. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Danny, Chair of the ABA Young Lawyers Division. 1 week. 1 week can be long, you know. Dear friends, now moving to a portion that is more linked to my role, can I please introduce to you once again the agenda based on which we have gathered today. You know the reason why we gather in the annual assembly. This is the General Assembly standard agenda, and you have received all the relevant working documents by email earlier this week. The first item is the moment where the efforts of the last year are recognized, acknowledged, and approved, is the approval of the minutes of the 2024 General Assembly. I have received no comments. Actually, even no sign of appreciation, which was a little bit discouraging. Yet, if you can now show some enthusiasm for the minutes and put your hands together if you agree to approve the minutes. It is an exciting document. No, I agree. Just to double check, it is also one of the items you will be required to vote on. All right, good. We now move to the reports, and it is my true pleasure and honor to invite to the stage my dear friend and president, Cato Arts.
Good morning, America. I'm very honored to present to this General Assembly my report as president. And when I was preparing for this speech, I was reflecting on the past year, and that brought me back to this very moment, actually. This is me on the stage in Madrid last year. I want to say two things about that. The year has flown by, and my God, it could have been 5 years. I think I stayed the same in the sense that I look the same, maybe a little wrinkle more, some gray hairs, but I feel very different. And I am forever grateful for that experience in this association. The promise I brought to you last year was to empower our members, to connect them, and to make sure they can thrive. That lines in nicely with the theme of this Congress, Empower Next Gen, meeting young lawyers where they are. I hope to all of you who attended this Congress that you have felt that spirit and that we actually wanted to meet young lawyers where they are. And we did that in many things. First, when it comes to empowerment, there are a few initiatives that I'm particularly proud of, and that is a mentorship program. We have paired no less than 89 mentors and mentees, AIJA members, but also alumni and honorary members. I would like to thank all of you who took part in that initiative because it's been truly meaningful. The reports that I received back from both very young lawyers, the mentees, and also the experienced lawyers who were mentors are heartwarming, and I think that is precisely what AIJA stands for. I'm also very proud to announce that the first-timers this year have been very, very present. I had fun announcing the first-timers batch with all of my welcome addresses, asking people to raise their hands. They were a bit shy, but we had an average of 19.2% first-timers across all events last year, with a highlight of 36% first-timers in the Girona seminar in June. Another empowering thing is the AIJA Journal, which is an initiative that was also launched last year. We've had several articles published already and 1,440 unique visitors. So I hope this continues to grow so that our community can put out content and our members know that we're here not only just to connect with each other, but also to put content out there and be through thought leaders. When it comes to events, and that is the connecting part in this association, over the past year, we've had record-breaking events, and I'm very proud to say that means that AIJA is more global and is bigger than ever before. We started with our annual Congress in Madrid, where we had more than 790 participants, which makes it the biggest AIJA Congress of all times. We had the biggest seminar in Istanbul in October, hosted by the Labor and Immigration Law Commission and the M&A Commission with 274 participants. We had a sold-out and the biggest half-year conference ever in Milan in May. And we are here today with all of you for our biggest AIJA Congress outside Europe with more than 500 participants. A big congrats to all of the OCs and all of the members for making that happen. It might make you wonder where we're going to go next and where the AIJA Congress in 2027 will take place. And on behalf of the entire Bureau, I'm very happy to announce that we will be going to Panama. Another important point of connection is not just within our association, but across and meeting other legal associations. I'm very proud to say that we have hosted the L5 meeting here, and we have had the honor of being joined by the president of the IBA, the immediate past president of UIA, president of the ABA, and the secretary general of CCBE. And today we are joined by the president of IPBA. I think it's very, very crucial that AIJA continues on this path so that together we represent all lawyers around the world, because lawyers may not always have the best reputation, but I really do think that we can make a difference, and it's exactly how we do that. And then thrive. And thriving means thriving for all of the members in this association. We've launched a very important program, Agents of Change. Actually, this week we had the first meeting, and that is about some agents of change, literally, who will be coached to implement changes in their organization and draft a white paper on how organizations and law firms can improve the mental health of everyone working there. We conducted a survey last year on the mental health among our members, and it was a very popular survey, which is great, of course, but that also means that there's work to be done, and we try to put the first stone in that path to making our profession more acceptable of people who have challenges in that area, and also making sure that we adapt the way we work in terms of promoting mental health. We also had a podcast this year, like we do every year, and that was also focused on mental health. So if you have not listened to it yet, I would really recommend you to listen to that. And then another thing is the association as such, that also needs to thrive. We established a sponsorship committee because organizing events across the world is, of course, challenging, and especially with what's going on in the world, it is very important that we continue to have a right focus on sponsorship. I'm very happy to report that for this annual Congress, we broke all records when it comes to organizing a Congress in the Americas and raising the biggest amount of sponsorship for an event in the Americas ever in AIJA's history. And that is really thanks to the people sitting here in front of me. So congratulations for that. And that also, yes, round of applause. And that also means, and I'm sure the person sitting right here to the right from me will be very happy to confirm, that also means that AIJA is truly global and that we can go anywhere in the world, and that it's no longer to say that we cannot organize a conference outside of Europe and that will cost and that we need investments. This Congress proved it, and this is really the stepping stone towards more global AIJA and more events across the world. So far, this was what the plans were, but as is the case with parenting, you can have many plans and principles, and then life happens, and you also have to deal with that. And this year, we've had tremendous changes in the team in Brussels. We've had very dear colleagues leave the association. We had new staff members joining, and for the biggest part of this year, we ran the association without an association manager. If you've listened closely to what I just reported on the numbers that we achieved in our events, you can imagine that AIJA is bigger than ever before, but running that without an association manager was not an easy task. It took hours of work. It took a lot of teamwork for the people here sitting on stage. So I would really like to ask for a big round of applause for all the bureau members, because they were the ones who reviewed the contracts, signed the contracts, did the budgets, spent hours working for this association to make that happen. I'm also happy to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is called Claire. We have our new managing director, Claire Flores, who is joining us here today. I'll pass the floor to her in a minute, but I'm very, very happy to have her onboarded. She is a lawyer herself. She loves AIJA, so that's already a great start, and she brings with her knowledge and experience in strategic growth. She's a fantastic people manager, so I really look forward to all of the things that she will accomplish for AIJA. Thank you so much. And this Dear friends was the slogan that I started with back in 2022, I think. And what I meant with that is that for me, the one thing that makes AIJA stand out is the people. We care about each other, we want to include everyone, and we put people first, always. I think throughout the many initiatives that has been the red line, and I hope that you all felt it, because I truly believe that whatever you do in life, that you have to put your heart into it. I really put my heart into it, and I hope you felt it. And so I leave at the end of my report with the message that AIJA is in very good shape. The future looks bright. In fact, it almost sounds like a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a land where the sun never sets, where the parties last forever, where chivalry equals sending each other referrals, and where any mountain can be climbed. It is the start of the reign of King Arthur.
Claire, may I please invite you to share a few words with us, just to get to know you?
Of course. Thank you so much. As mentioned, my name is Claire Flores, and I'm the new Managing Director of AIJA. I first want to say thank you so much to President Cato and to the Bureau, to the AIJA team, and to all of the AIJA members that have been so warmly welcoming over the past week. It's been so lovely to get to know all of you. As Cato mentioned, I am a lawyer, and I do come with extensive experience in international business development, specifically with young lawyers. I come from the company Barbary Legal Education, and if you are an American lawyer, you might know them well, but I worked in their international office, and that's how I really came to know AIJA as an organization and understand how incredible it is, and really it really emboldened me to want to be a part of AIJA and a part of the team. So when the opportunity came about to lead the AIJA team and work with this incredible membership, I ran at it. And I'm really excited to be joining you today. As mentioned, I bring a lot of experience in the business development world, specifically with sponsorship as a former sponsor, but also with a connection to international team members and with a real people-first approach. I really look forward to bringing that strategic thought and development to a robust strategic plan and really support and help the membership in all of your sponsorship goals, all of your growth goals, in order to maintain the incredible AIJA legacy, and maintain this incredible membership, and really support all of the initiatives going forward. I also have a lot of experience doing working in transformational internal projects as well, from data projects, CRM projects, back-end projects. So I really look forward to supporting the AIJA team in really developing out a robust technological platform and internal processes to make the experience of being an AIJA member, an AIJA Bureau member, just that more fruitful and really continue the AIJA legacy. I look forward to getting to know you even more throughout the week, so drop by and say hi. Thank you so much again.
I know this is the moment you have all been waiting for. The second election voting window is open, so it will run for another hour. So you have already done brilliantly on the first voting window. This is the second voting window. Please take your phones, vote, but focus on what is coming. I know you master multitasking very well. And if I can invite Caroline on the stage, our dear treasurer.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm very happy to be there to present our results for last year and also talk to you a little bit about the future of our finances. 24-25 was a year where we could see a confirmation of the trend of growth that we've seen in membership and in attendance to events. Kato shared with you the figures earlier, and that reflects, of course, in finances. We also see now the result of what we've been doing for the last years, meaning working on the event's financial sustainability. And I really want to give a big thank you to the AIJA team and to Miri in particular, because we have worked a lot on how to make sure that our flagship events that were working so well in terms of experience, in terms of attendance, but not that well in terms of finances, could finally reflect in numbers what the experience was in the real life. And we see the result with last year's. We also worked on the costs of AIJA, and I know that there is still room for improvement, and I know that Claire and Stefan are already working to make sure that we manage this association in the most effective way. We also have some exceptional events that happened this year and that were all favorable to the association. First of all, we had in the accounts, since COVID, an amount of 79,000 euros coming from events registration fees that, for events that had been cancelled. We had reached out to every member concerned, and you may also have received this kind of email saying, look, this event is cancelled, you can have a refund, or you can use it for a next event, or what do you want to do with that? So a lot of people postpone and use that amount for other events. Some asked for refunds, but some never replied. And the statute of limitation has elapsed. There has been several emails to those people, and our auditors legitimately asked us to now take back this amount that was as a debt in the account, so that leads to a profit of 79,000 euros. Second thing, which is a very accounting thing, is that you know that we have our membership fees for a civil year, for a calendar year, but our accounts run from April until March. Last year, that led to a deficit because we had only 12 months of membership fees for 15 months of exercise. And this year, our new auditors that we appointed last year told us, well, actually, you should take into account 3/12 of the membership fees paid between January and March in the accounts ending in March, and only 9/12 to the next year. So it actually balances the deficit we made last year with an exceptional profit this year in some way, because we have 121,000 euros that are allocated to last year's budget, although they were paid this year. So all in all, well, yes, also some exceptional events favorable on cost. Well, we mentioned it earlier. We were lacking some staff members this year, so of course that implies less operational cost, but it's not a sustainable way of working, and of course it's going to be different next year. So all in all, we had an income last year of 4,506,000 euros. I put the distinction in the table so that everyone can understand where it comes from and see the actual numbers, I would say, of the events and the membership fees. And we had expenses of 4,020,000 euros, which gives a profit of 485,909 euros. So I think we should all remember not that number, but the lower one, the 284, which is the actual results that we made, because I think that's the way we should prepare also for the future. It's an amazing result. It's the result of a lot of work from everyone in the team, in the bureau. It's not what we planned, just to be very clear. We do not budget things trying to make profit. We're a non-profit organization. But it's the combination of a lot of things, and that allows us to think also more clearly for the future. I know that's something usually OCs really are eager to know, so you can see the results of the events of last financial year, and you see that all of them made profits, and that's an amazing thing. Among the resolutions that you will have to vote for, there is, of course, the agreement on the report of the statutory auditors, who said that everything was fine. I have to say I'm very happy that we changed our auditors last year to Mazars, because not only are they less expensive than the previous one, but they have made a very much deeper work on what we do and how we do it. So that's also very interesting for us to see what we can improve in the way we work. So they are very helpful, and it was a very good choice. And so we will ask you to confirm that we keep working with them. This allows us room for investment. We need new IT tools. We have a AIJA account system now that is not very efficient, not very user-friendly, and also that sometimes leads to some discrepancies in the results we are trying to achieve. So we are going to look into new solutions, and so that everyone can be more happy with it, the members and also the team. That allows also to invest in some strategic locations, lower the expectations in terms of sponsorship, where it's more complicated, these kind of things, and it allows us also to recruit the staff we need. This will be, I would say, the job of the next bureau, and especially the next treasurer. But that, now we have we have found our way to work safely, and we can precisely decide where we want to invest. So next year, well, actually this current year, which has started, we see a slight increase in membership, a little more than 3% increase so far. We still have amazing, successful events, and Kato mentioned it. All the sponsorship targets of the events of this year have been reached so far and even exceeded. On the other side, you know that we had some people in the events team that left earlier this year. So all the OCs may already know some people from the external agencies that are helping out. We will, of course, keep doing that way, the time for us to recruit the people that will help internally. All in all, this will lead to this revised budget for the current year. We have increased what we can expect from the events. We have a little bit reduced what we expect from the membership fees, because I think we imagined a higher trend, but 3% increase is still a good increase. And we have also increased what we can expect from the institutional sponsorship, meaning the annual sponsorship, because last year was 57,000. That was the first year we had so much results in annual sponsorship. So we think we can still grow there. In terms of expenses, we have also revised a little bit, because, well, more attended events also imply more costs in the event budget. Operational costs, we know that we will use these external agencies for a few months still, and it is of course more expensive than having the staff internally. So we expect to have a little deficit this year, but less than we had anticipated originally when we planned last year. So it's a good thing, it's still a good trend, and we took that into consideration. And that's the way it should be. I mean, if we have profit one year, we should reinvest the next year, and so it's perfectly fine to present it that way. As to next year, first of all, we want to propose that the membership fees remain the same as this year and last year. So you see the table here, the same amounts for the different categories, and also to maintain the discount for lawyers registered in countries belonging to Category 4 of the UNHDI, as well as the group discounts. So what we ask the General Assembly to vote for is to keep as it is. You have here the mention of where we are in terms of cash flow, which is very good. You see that we are financially well, and that we are in the same range as every year. And so far, when we have a look at what we can expect for 26-27 in terms of income and expenses, you see a result that is, again, a profit. We discussed this. We were wondering if we should already revise things, but actually we thought it made more sense that during the course of this year, the next bureau can decide where they want to put the effort to make sure that if the budget of an event leads to a registration fee that is too high for young lawyers, then we do something that is lower, and they have margin for that. And so that will change next year. The purpose is not to land at this profit at the end of 26-27, but you know that if everything is done correctly, we'll be fine, and we'll have room to do things to the benefit of the members. This is why we are asking you to approve the final accounts for the financial year 24-25, to approve the revised budget for this year, to approve the budget for next year, to appoint Mazar, réviseur d'entreprise, for auditors, to approve the membership fees that were presented to you for 2026, and to discharge the Bureau and the statutory auditors' activities for the financial year.
Thank you, Caroline. Dear friends, I'm really pleased to report to you on the activities conducted as Secretary General over the last associative year. As you know, the Secretary General oversees governance and coordinates the agendas of the main collegiate bodies and assemblies, is the law and order function of the Bureau. While the day-to-day responsibilities of the Secretary General, when discharged correctly, are expected to be uneventful, governance becomes particularly exciting in a thriving, growing, and young dynamic association like AIJA. I would like us to focus on this second part, my report to you. Fairness and inclusivity. We are committed to fairness and to empowering next gen. And one of the tools we have focused on to do that is the revision of our governance procedures. And particularly one document was quite effective over the last year to jumpstart certain conversation. It is our beloved double X policy. But whilst the Carabinieri function really doesn't fit me, I would like to stress that once again, I think that widening the opportunities for all our members, making sure that whenever possible, unless there are other reasons, one officer holds one position only, allows us really to give everyone the opportunity to engage and thrive in the association, whilst ensuring that people give all they have to the specific tasks they have decided to embark. So this made us accountable for renewing the policy and making sure that it was complied with. On inclusivity, we have refined our application and renewal procedure for membership. This is more of a law and order function indeed. But we have done that together with the executive committee that is in charge of approving our new members. There has been a year-long discussion, and I am particularly grateful for the excellent work that the executive committee has done. And we have concluded, just approved right now in our executive committee meeting, that we are aligned as to the reading of our current rules, and that our rules do not need to change. AIJA, an association of lawyers, remains an association of lawyers. The legal profession evolves, and we are convinced that the AIJA spirit has been perfectly, let's say, represented in the wording of the bylaws, and I'm looking at the live expression of that for our honorary secretary generals. Special thanks to the executive committee also goes when we have rediscussed within the executive committee what is the role, the mandate, and the function of the executive committee. Whilst we know AIJA, there is a lot of putting our hands together and clapping, and that is not going to go away. We are enthusiastic people. The executive committee members expressed concerns in this specific respect. And that concern led to the drafting of new rules of procedures, or guidelines, they're still discussing, aimed really at making sure that this body keeps its central role in the democracy functions of the association. So we had a very productive session on Monday it was, and we trust that Hamburg will be the safe harbor to finally land this document at our fall half-year conference. Responsible business conduct remains central for AIJA. We are committed to sustainability. We have been doing some great work with our partners, Freedom, Plan A. I'm excited to announce that thanks to the relentless work of the Sustainability Board, we have now a new partnership with the Global Alliance of Impact Lawyers. And as a young lawyer myself, it was a true honor to work together with the leaders of the bar associations in a working session dedicated to sustainability and the legal profession. And now we can make sure to remain objective, apolitical, dedicated lawyers, yet still confirming that human rights need protection, and that extends to all aspects of it, including sustainability. And we have great plans ahead for the year to come, including a partnership with the University of Oxford and Said Business School, so more to come at my next report, at least. One last note is on governance and project management. As said, we had a few changes in the team, and we focus on quality of the recruiting process, not on speed, as you have seen. But the improvements made on governance and on project management made sure that no balls were dropped and that all projects were delivered, let's say, timely. A special thank here goes to a person with whom, as Secretary General, I have specifically worked with in the team. All the team makes this work possible, but I really would like to thank Nat, Simeone for their great job done this year, and if you can please give them an applause. Looking forward, we will complete the AIJA master plan, finalize the revision of the handbooks and guidelines with all the officers of the association, and continue to strengthening the EC role and effectiveness. Despite the Carabinieri function, our membership base continued to grow. This is a split view, half-year, General Assembly to General Assembly, and so this is what we have announced over time at the different General Assemblies. So the numbers continue to remain extremely positive. And when we speak about growth, we have to remember who we want to be. And we want to be the association where you know the other members by name, where you know what they do in their professional lives, where life brought them on a personal level. And so we're growing, we are increasing our effectiveness, and our membership base remains thriving in this respect. Lawyers are a bit competitive, you know, so why not to give our, let's say, it's not a great time for nationalists, but yet a sneak peek on the most represented countries. Do we have any Swiss lawyers in the room? Yeah, I would say so. All right. So this is the current outlook of membership. And a note on elections. So the ongoing elections, you have all cast your vote already, right? Good. Please continue voting. It's all working. It's been a great year. As said, this is part of the activities of the Secretary General that should be uneventful, and hopefully they will until 11:30 remain so. But please support our candidate to the position of First Vice President, Charlotte Katie Triguna. Treasurer, Stefan Müller. And since I've been told that some of you have planes tomorrow, I cannot read all the names of the EC candidates, but we have 30 amazing EC candidates. And here I would really like to thank the National Representative Committee, the NRs, that have done a great job together with all the other AIJA ambassadors to keep on fostering the attractiveness of the association and speaking to the people that are needed to continue the work. It has been a great honor working for you this year. I look forward to continuing the work the next year. The time spent together is always rewarding, and I'm really grateful to have been given this opportunity. And so a word of thank you, really, my beloved friends. A live example of what honors AIJA gives you is the one that I have right now, that of introducing and inviting to address the General Assembly, the President of the International Bar Association, Jaime Carey.
I used to be able to read these without glasses, but you know, as different from AIJA, we are the older lawyers. No, I want to thank you for the invitation, and I'm really very glad to be here. I've always been very impressed with the AIJA. My first meeting was in Rio. I didn't really know the organization, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. The AIJA spirit that I saw was really great. The enthusiasm, the stamina. I really don't know how you can do it and come up every morning. It's really fantastic, and I am very, very happy to have been able to come again as president of the IPBA and be here. I was also very happy to have the opportunity of having a working meeting last Monday with the L5. We had a good meeting. We see that we're going to continue to work together, cooperate, and I think if we unite all our voices, we're going to be able to do great things from a legal perspective, defending human rights, defending the rule of law, promoting the independence of lawyers and the judiciary. And we're going to focus on sustainability and other issues that we're working. So I really was very happy to be able to participate in that meeting on Monday. I would like to also congratulate Arthur for his designation as president, thank and congratulate Kato for the great work she did as president, and also I would like to give a personal thanks to Jo, who invited me to her house for the hospitality dinner, which is something that I really, really enjoyed. I saw another informal side of AIJA, and I really feel that you make friends, and it's really what the AIJA spirit represents. It's very important for the profession that you join these type of organizations, and that it gives you a different perspective on life. You get to meet friends, professional contacts, which at the end result in referrals and work. But the most important is that, at least my experience after a long time participating in the IPBA, is that I have made many, many friends, many, many professional contacts, and the good side also have received a lot of referrals and work. So it's been very rewarding to be able to participate in international organizations. Although you must be persistent, this is not an on and off exercise, it's a long-term proposal. You can't expect to get rewards from one day to the other. It's something that you have to do consistently and for a long time. Well, this is my 42nd year in the IPBA, and I finally reached the presidency, which looked like something impossible. I remember when I was young, as many of you here, and I would see the IPBA president at that time. I remember it was Klaus von Bullhoff, a German lawyer from Hengel Müller, and he had a medal that the presidents of the IPBA used to wear in those days. And I saw him, and to me, he was like God, and I never thought I would be there. And to be now in that position and look back, it's really, quite impressive, that I never expected to be able to reach what I have done. And nothing really changes. And so it's an interesting and very rewarding experience. This year for me as president of the IPBA, which finishes on December 31st, I must say it has been a difficult year. We have the Ukraine war, the Gaza-Israel conflicts, many, many conflicts in the world, and not last but least, the situation of attacks on the profession by the US government. I never thought that I would see the day where in the US human rights were going to be attacked, the independence of the judiciary was going to be attacked, and the independence of lawyers was going to be attacked. This is something that has been very, very difficult to understand, and we hope that if we all work together, we will be able to overcome the situation. When I came to this meeting, I came through Miami, and the IPBA had just issued a statement condemning the attacks by the US administration on the ICC. And I had slight concerns that maybe I could have a problem with immigration, which thank God I didn't. But then I had to go through security again. And I had my carry-on retained. So I went there, and there was this big man that said, what do you have there? And I had brought as a gift for Joe, for the hospitality, a box of chocolates, but in those old tin boxes. So the man looked at me and says, you have to open it, and you have to eat 4. So I was very surprised, and at that moment you don't want to argue, and I just said, I would offer you 2, but I don't want you to take it wrong. And then he just patted me on the side and said, no, I'm just kidding, it's just a joke. And, you know, it's not the moment in life where you are expecting jokes, you know, although I'm happy that the TSA people have a sense of humor now, but, you know, there are times and times and moments and moments. You know, as my presidency in the IPBA, I want to really say that we have to always defend the basic pillars of the profession: the rule of law, human rights, independence of the judiciary, and independence of lawyers. It's a great opportunity to be here, and I also, for your afterlife, as me, and I really would like to invite you to continue in the IPBA. It's a great organization. It has not only individual members, but law firms as members and bar associations. We have more than 190 bar associations from 170 countries, over 300 law firms, and nearly 100,000 individual members from all over the world. So it's a really great organization. I'm happy if you have any questions, or as the same as the ABA, I'm happy to help you to navigate. It's a large organization. We're expecting in Toronto, which you're all invited, which is our annual meeting, to have between 6,000 and 7,000 lawyers. So it's a very big event, and I hope you will find a second life in the IPBA if you haven't already joined. Thank you very much for this invitation, and it's been a real pleasure to be here.
I am pleased to invite to the stage our immediate past president, Eduardo de la Peña Bernal, for his report.
Dear AIJA members, dear AIJA friends, this report will be a bit atypical and maybe at sometimes could be emotional. See, the two hardest things in life are to say hello and to say goodbye. Thanks for bearing with me one more time. I promise you it will be the last one. I say this address will probably be atypical because my report today before this General Assembly is about a dream. The dream of global AIJA. The dream to make AIJA a true global powerhouse with a real footprint and presence in every region of the world. An association that young lawyers from every corner of the world could reliably, and I remark here reliably, call home. The idea was simple. The task, though, was monumental. It required us, all of us here, to be brave and to be bold. It required all of us here to set aside limiting beliefs as to what AIJA was or could be. It required all of us to bet in ourselves and stop expecting young lawyers from the Americas, Asia, Africa, and other corners of the world to come to us, and rather for AIJA to come and meet them where they were. Here's the thing, though. For AIJA and its members, no dream is out of reach. As one of my trailblazers predecessors once said, we are AIJA. So, when AIJA set to organize every year a flagship event outside Europe, and alternate every other year the organization of its annual Congress between Europe and outside Europe, the impossible became possible. We were in Singapore in 2022, in Rio de Janeiro in 2023, in Mexico City in 2024, in Washington, D.C. now here in 2025. In Buenos Aires, we will be in November 2026. We will be, as our dear Madam President just announced, in Panama in 2027. When AIJA needed its commission and its members to endeavor to organize or support at least once every 3 years a seminar outside Europe, the impossible also became possible. We have had seminars in Nairobi, in New York, in Curacao, in Sao Paulo. AIJA will go in 4 weeks to Panama, in October this year to Abu Dhabi. We're going next year to Tokyo, to Cairo, in 2027, Morocco, Boston, and as everyone has been following this AIJA WhatsApp group for this Congress, we're going as well to Mumbai, I hear, in 2027. When AIJA as well needed its nation membership outside Europe to step up to the plate and organize regularly grassroots building regional meetings, the impossible also became possible. In 2023, we had regional meetings in the Americas, as well in Asia Pacific in Hong Kong, and in the MENA region in Dubai. In 2024, we did just that as well in Santiago de Chile, in Phuket for the Asia Pacific meeting, in Riyadh for the MENA region. In 2025, we had our regional meeting for the Americas in Montreal, and in a couple of weeks, we'll have our regional meetings for Asia Pacific in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. 2026, it's already on the books, the regional meeting in the Americas. So, to recap, since Singapore 3 years ago, during our annual Congress, when all this dream started, and through 2027, AIJA would have visited the Americas 14 times, and Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and Africa 11 times. Think about this. It's 25 events in 5 years. 5 events AIJA organizes now every year outside Europe. Not long ago, that seemed absolutely impossible. Now, it is possible. AIJA organizes events in 3 continents every year, and at times in 4 continents. And AIJA does so, as you just heard from our treasurer, in a financially sustainable way. We have brought AIJA to the world, and the world has come to us. In 2021, the membership rate of AIJA, of non-European-based members in AIJA, was 5%. Today, it's around 20%. Let's also reflect on this number. In 2021, 1 out of every 20 AIJA members was not from Europe. Today, it's 1 out of 5. You don't need to take my word for it or look at this slide to know it. You just need to look around and confirm that that is the case. That is not all. This event is a testament of what Global AIJA is all about. This event, with more than 500 participants, is the largest event ever AIJA Congress outside Europe, ever. Not only that, let's look at the data actually. This is the largest number of non-European participants in an annual Congress, 227. From the Americans alone, 191. This is the map of the representation of AIJA participants in these events from the Americas. We have all the continent covered, except with 2 countries here. And I want to highlight a number that is not present in these slides, which is the number 108. This is 108 US participants in this event alone. Consider what that means. In 2021, we only had 30 AIJA members in the United States. We have now, just in this event, more than 3.5 times that number. So what I want to do for all of us here is please ask I'm going to embarrass them for the last time. I want to ask the OCDC, the organizing committee of this Congress, to please stand up so every one of us can give them a round of applause. The effects of this massive shift in AIJA are being felt across AIJA, benefiting all of us. That includes our events in Europe. So Madrid, you saw the statistics. Madrid was our largest ever event in the history of AIJA. Well, 25% of the participants of that event came from outside Europe. It's almost 200 people there. Not only that, you also heard that Milan was the largest carrier conference we have ever had. 530 participants were in Milan. 10% of those participants came from out of Europe. Today, AIJA has more officers than ever based outside Europe in the Extended Bureau and in its commissions. And also, and this is very important, in the Bureau. No longer will AIJA have to wait 20-something years to have a new non-European president. Today, that changes. Today, what seemed like a dream 3 years ago is a reality. They say that victories have 1,000 fathers and mothers. In this case, it's absolutely true. My personal gratitude goes to everyone that has dedicated its time and effort to make this global AIJA's beautiful reality. Thanks to our group of enthusiastic members of organizing committees across the world. Thanks to our regional, national, and local representatives worldwide. Thanks to our commission officers. Thanks to all AIJA officers across the Extended Bureau and its different boards, committees, and networks. Thanks to the AIJA team in Brussels. Thanks to each one of my fellow Bureau members of the last 5 years. AIJA is the quintessential team sport. Nothing, and I mean nothing, would have been possible without your support. Thank you. You are the personification of the AIJA spirits. You are AIJA at heart. So, AIJA is today global AIJA, and its potential is unlimited. That said, I want to be crystal clear here. The future is not assured. It depends on you remaining brave, on you remaining bold, on you remaining committed to change the map. So be brave, be bold, change the map, keep dreaming. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Goodbye, AIJA. It has been the honor of my life to serve you.
We're now bound to continue on the same emotional note. And it's a moment where the emotions come together, and it's around the topic of our dura lex, sed lex, our overaging threshold. It is dura lex, but it is also what keeps this association going the way it is. So I would like to propose you, in this spirit of friendship and camaraderie, a new format that is, you applaud to cover my mispronunciation of certain names. Okay. And we will edit that in the recording then afterwards. Okay. As a start, these are the members that are turning 45 at the opening of this General Assembly or before, right? We have a long list of names that we couldn't fit into only one slide. So please give them a big applause for all they've done in the association. It has been extremely challenging for the Bureau to review this list, both from an emotional perspective and to select amongst the great contributors those who stood out. The first result of this assessment is on my next slide, and I would really like you to stick to what you have just stopped doing and help us thank wholeheartedly the great friends that are that the Bureau acknowledges as having contributed particularly to our association. José Miguel Argorta. It doesn't work because Jan Ove Becker. Marie Davy. Geraldo Fonseca. Timothée Zia. Will Johnson. Fernanda Pacheco. Gregory Ryland. And Vikas Saraswat. Global AIJA is showing its results today, but it's rooted in who we are. So this is us. I now have another privilege. This is that of presenting you the members in the first list you have seen that the Bureau proposes for appointment as honorary members. The member I would like to propose as the first one in this list, as a record of service and commitment to AIJA, it is really remarkable. The candidate, no, the proposed nominee, joined us as a member in 2014, and they have been since a dedicated contributor to the life of our association. Over the years, they have served on the organization of 5 major events, Lille Seminar in 2016, St. Anton 2019, Lisbon 2019, Sibinic 2022, and the wonderful Congress in Rio. They have attended more than 40 AIJA events and represented their country as national representative to then take a leadership role in the Corporate and M&A Commission, first as Vice President and later as President. This is debated, but he claims to have the record of combined late night and early morning sequences. What no one can dispute though, and it is an outstanding lawyer and a great, great friend. It is therefore with great pleasure that the Bureau proposes the appointment of Hugo Teixeira
The person I have the honor, the great honor to present before this illustrious General Assembly for consideration as honorary member is a person that a lot of us know. She never said no to AIJA about anything that came to be and was asked from her throughout the year. She was OC of many events that included a half-year conference and that included a congress in her hometown. That also included to serve as vice president and then president of the litigation commission and make that commission grow so much that it became one of the most, the commissions with the highest numbers of people part of it. Not only that, after her service there, she decided and she accepted to have a role in the OCC. And she was instrumental in making the transition from the composition and in terms of years and in terms of a number of officers in each commission. She has done everything in AIJA and everything for AIJA. And for that, she deserves our utmost recognition. So I proposed to this General Assembly our very, very dear friend, Honorary Conrad.
Hello. I feel I'm going to be in this position for quite a while now. But we'll start with this one, and it's a really huge honor to present the next proposed name as an honorary member of our beloved association. The person I'm about to announce was approved by the EC in 2011, was OC member for 5 times, actually 6, I'll explain. Recife 2018, half-year conference Hong Kong 2019, Rio de Janeiro 2020, Rio de Janeiro 2023, both as co-chair. São Paulo, America's meeting. The person was as well EC member between 2015 and 2018, International Business Law VP and P, and NR for Brazil since 2022. We have fought many battles together. We have made great things together. It's a very talented lawyer, a huge friend. He's the only person in AIJA that got in with less hair than he's getting out, which should be taught to the other members. I'm very, very honored to announce to you. Oh, he's here, sorry. Good. Bruno Guarnieri.
If the AIJA motto, work hard, play hard, was to apply to someone, that would be the person I'm about to present you. 60 is the impressive number of events she has attended over her AIJA career. Less than 100% is not an option for her, whether for her work or for the ones she loves. She speaks her mind, she's passionate, and I must say a little crazy. She has been an AIJA member since 2011, national representative for Belgium, OC member of several seminars, co-chair of the Brussels Congress, vice president, then first co-president of the M&A Commission, and co-chair of the OCC. This is the reason why the AIJA Bureau proposes as honorary member Marie Brasseur.
The person I have the honor of presenting has been a member of AIJA since 2014, and she has been an OC member 5 times, of the seminar in Prague in 2017, the seminar in Amsterdam in 2018, the German-speaking regional meeting in Vienna in 2019, the German-speaking regional meeting in Stuttgart in 2022, and the HYC in The Hague in 2023. On top of that, she was president of the Skill Commission from 2019 to 2022, and she is an academic coordinator of this Congress. She is a great lawyer. She's a fantastic friend. I cannot remember how many times we have sat together where she came to me to ask me how I was doing, what she could do to help me. She has fantastic ideas and has always come up with these ideas to serve the association. She is creative, she is fun, she is kind, And on top of that, she is incredibly resilient. Last year, she had to leave the Madrid Congress because she had received bad news that her father had passed away. That didn't prevent her from jumping on OC calls the week after and continuing to put in every effort to make this Congress a success. So the person I would like to recommend to be honorary member is Friederike Henke.
Good morning. So the person I would like to present was an active member of AIJA since 2010. He put a lot of effort and work into the association, organizing multiple seminars, London and Prague, and a congress in Singapore. He held various positions within AIJA, among them member of the executive committee, the Skill Commission, the OCC, and finally, he served as our diversity officer. He is an amazing person, a great collaborator, and most of all, a great friend. The Bureau proposes to elect as honorary member J.R. Schorodal-Vierter.
Actually, everything was planned perfectly for you to keep standing because we are now adjourning the meeting for 30 minutes, as promised. So see you back here at 12:04, more or less. Okay, we can do 05 if you want. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
to move your dancing feet now. And the morning, gather the rainbows there. Want you to know I'm a rainbow too. To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know just if you can. We're eyes to move your dancing feet. When the morning gather the rainbows want you to know I'm the rainbow too. To the rescue, here I want you to know just if you can. We rise now, sun is shining. Sun is shining.
You're everything that I ask for. I ask no more. Just knock me off my feet. Just say that we are set in stone. I need no more. Just knock me off. Knock me off my feet. 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 You're everything that I ask for. I ask no more. Knock me off my feet. Just say that we are set in stone. I need no more. Just knock me off. Knock me off my feet. Knock me off my feet.
Don't be so quick to walk away. Dance with me, I wanna rock your body. Please stay. Dance with me, you don't have to admit you wanna play. Dance with me, just let me rock you till the break of day. Talk to me, why? No disrespect, I don't mean no harm. Talk to me, why? But I can't wait to have you in my arms. Talk to me, boy. Hurry up, 'cause you're taking too long. Talk to me, boy. That I'll have you naked by the end of this song. Don't be so quick to walk away. Dance with me, I wanna rock your body. Please stay. Dance with me, you don't have to admit you wanna play. Dance with me, just let me rock you till the break of day.
I wanna love you, I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night, 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 night. I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna know now. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? I wanna love you.
Please take your seat in this moment, dear friends. Honorary JR, can you please close the door? Dear friends, thanks for the great job you have done on the voting. The voting window has been closed at the designated time, and I look very much forward to announcing the results of the elections in due time. But this is not the time. I would like to first invite on stage for our National Representative Committee, Beatrice Cabal and Jakob Nortoft.
So we are Jakob Nortoft and Beatrice Cabal. We are the two of the three co-chairs of the National Representatives Committee. And we've now just wrapped up one AIJA year, beginning a new one. We're very happy about all the succession that's taking place and the great candidates that we have appointed. But with wrapping up a year comes also a goodbye to as many people as we succeed. And we've had some great representatives of AIJA in the National Representatives Committee the past year that we would like to acknowledge a couple of those.
Correct. Sorry for the lack of the voice. We would like you to please give a round of applause to the following NRs, which have done a fantastic job this year. Well, in the last term. In their term. Gianluca Alve from Italy. Even though she's not here, Eva Sagrista from Spain. Bruno Guarnieri from Brazil. And our very own Katia Garvey from the US.
Having given acknowledgement to these fine individuals, we do also have a task at hand, and that's to appoint the best national representative of the year, or of the term.
The term.
It's the term. And this is a person that for us embodies the pride of representing AIJA and acting on behalf of AIJA. This representative comes from a very small country with a very big AIJA community. He's taken an active role in the evolution of the executive committee, and we find him on numerous organization committees all over the world. And he is the person that wears the badge with the most pride I've ever seen anyone wear a badge. Probably on top of his ski jacket for the winter seminars. So please welcome Ruben Mazar to the stage.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend.
You know what? Thank you. And a short note, Ruben. Although it's customary for you to hand this over to Michael Schifferly, we want you to keep this, and we're going to make Michael a new one, because you deserve to keep it.
It's the rumor that I've lost more than one of those. Good that I still get the prize.
Can I please invite Michael Chu, the president of the Inter-Pacific Bar Association, to address the General Assembly on the stage.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. What an honor to come and speak to you today. This is an interesting story. So I aged out of AIJA 12 years ago, and I've heard of AIJA all the time. I didn't really know a lot about it, but I've heard about it. I know about the reputation of the organization, the depth, and everything that's wonderful. And then as president of IPBA, I got this letter that said, hey, can you come speak? We invite you to speak at the AIJA conference right here. And I said, oh, that's wonderful. And I'm writing to Rhonda, our executive director, what is this organization? I don't know anything about this organization. I'm looking it up, finding out about it. It's lovely, you know, Kato invited me, it was wonderful, and I came here. Only this morning did I make the connection that AIJA and AIJA is the same organization. Just this morning. I've been practicing 35 years and just figured that out. Sometimes life just passes you by and you just miss little details. But it is an honor to be here. You know, I've been involved with IPBA, the Inter-Pacific Bar Association, for more than 20 years. I've never had the fortunate, I was never fortunate enough to become a member of AIJA. And this is my first conference. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to see all of you. And it all feels very, very familiar to me. For those of you who've been to IPBA. Anyway, I bring greetings from my organization to you. And for those of you who really don't know about us, we are an international organization of business lawyers for lawyers who either practice in or live in the Asia-Pacific region. And basically, that covers everybody pretty much, every country in the world. We have 82 different jurisdictions full of members in the organization. We're roughly the same size. I saw the numbers that you put up earlier today, and it looks, we're very similar, but a lot of our membership is European, a lot of from South America, but a lot of it is the Asia-Pacific region as well. Not as many from the United States, but we fixed that this year by having our conference in Chicago, which was back in April. I know Kato, you were there. A number of us were there, and so it was a wonderful conference. It was our 35th annual conference, and it was my home city. I'm from Chicago. We had nearly 1,000 attendees, many of whom who had never been to Chicago before, and a whole bunch of people who had never been to the United States before. And so that was really a great thing. We had a plenary opening session where we talked about the rule of law. The president of the ABA spoke to us in a very impassioned, wonderful speech that, frankly, our organization was desperate to hear about the rule of law. And it was really, really wonderful. Everything Danielle said about the fight that the ABA is fighting is so true, and I feel it right in my heart being here from the United States, and I appreciate it every single time. I just want to give the ABA a round of applause for everything that they're doing. Really. So Danielle, you said it so well, and Jaime as well. From the international perspective, it matters to all of us. And I think in the past, the IPBA has been, very much a non-political organization. It's hard for it sometimes to speak about those types of issues, and it was a perfect time to do it, perfect place to do it in Chicago. So people are still talking about it, and it's been quite wonderful. And other than that, we had, our typical sessions at that conference. We had over 100 focused on learning, and we also enjoyed our traditional social and networking events, which are very similar, kind of in feel, I think, to what you guys have. We had a Major League Baseball game at Wrigley Field that the logistical challenge of transporting 750 people through rush hour to a Wrigley Field baseball game was amazing, and I can't believe we pulled that off. I'm still recovering from that. We had blues concerts at an old Chicago enclave and tours and architectures of the city. So it was the first time it's been held in the United States for that long. It was really a great thing. Like I said, there's a similar feel between our two organizations, similar in size, similar in scope. And I think because of that, we executed a memorandum of understanding between AIJA and IPBA back in 2010, and we recently renewed that. It has been a wonderful thing. And the reason why we did it is because our organizations, yours are very similar, in that we were founded really for the main purpose of bringing together lawyers from all over the world for purposes of learning, networking, but as Jaime said, overall friendship and fellowship. And unlike any other sort of larger bar organizations and international bar associations, which tend to be much larger and more difficult to navigate, the focus on the friendship and the fellowship of both of our organizations makes us feel perhaps a little bit more welcoming, a little easier to ease into, and perhaps more purposeful in these organizations' ability to bring lawyers together more naturally. So there are plenty of reasons why we as lawyers have to get together anyway, whether it's to be aggressive against each other, to fight each other, to negotiate against each other. It just feels more natural to come together in fellowship, and I think that's what's wonderful about your organization. Anyway, as I mentioned to people in Chicago who didn't know a lot about IPBA, the relationships that we form in our organizations are stickier. They last. And we've seen that. I saw it today in this wonderful General Assembly. They last and they help you in the profession, and it doesn't matter what country you're from. I love the attendance too at this general session. So at IPBA, we do our general session the morning after the gala on the last day. So it doesn't look like this. We don't have this level of engagement, things like that. So our conferences are a little shorter too, so there's really nowhere else to put it. I will bring this back with my notes and suggestions for that. But in terms of fellowship, my own experience is a great example. I went to my first IPBA back in 2002 in Hong Kong. And I've missed a few since then, but I've been involved ever since. It didn't take me 40 years to become president, but kind of close. But anyway, like other people have said, when you age out of here or before you age out of here, please consider our organizations. And whether you age out or not, you're always welcome. We have plenty of members that cross both organizations. I encourage you to join and engage our many conferences. We have our upcoming conference in New Delhi in February. Usually our conference is further into the spring, but because of the weather in New Delhi, it's going to be in February, which means my presidency is only 8 months instead of the full year, which, you know, I'm not, it's okay, that's fine with me. But I will say that being a member of IPBA has really enriched my career. I'll be around if you would like to talk about it, if you have any questions about it, but I encourage you to become involved. And finally, having chaired the planning committee of the Chicago conference myself with my organizing committee, I am still recovering from that. So Kato, I can only imagine what you and everybody that's sitting here in these really cool shirts, I wish I had done that for my team. That's a great idea. Congratulations to all of you. This looks fantastic. So thank you again. It was great to see all of you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Now, to continue the testament to the delivery of the play hard, party hard, work hard, can I please have the work hard officers on the stage, the academic coordinators?
Good morning again. Good morning, everyone. So now is the time to officially close the academic program of the 63rd Congress, finally. And we would like to thank the Bureau for giving us the opportunity to actually do that. It shows that, you know, the legal knowledge and, you know, the academic program is really something important for this association. So thank you. So we would like to do so with very two high-level remarks and reflections. One on attendance. Cici, you're not done yet. And one on legacy. So attendance. As you know, this year's program was designed around two tracks, the legal track and the business skills track. The idea was very simple. We wanted to enrich, to enhance your experience as a lawyer by combining legal expertise and non-legal skills. At the same time, we also wanted to boost participation and engagement. We wanted really to have full rooms, packed rooms, and it worked. Attendance was solid overall, and we are very proud of that, and thank you very much. At the same time, I think we can always do better, right? And that depends on you. So I think our message here is to encourage you to be more curious, step outside the comfort zone of your own commission, and, you know, just attend other panels, other sessions. If you're an antitrust lawyer, go to the M&A Commission panel because, you know, we work with these guys on a daily basis. So I think it's important to know what's hot for them. If you're an energy lawyer, maybe you could have attended the public procurement session because, you know, we had a very interesting discussion on trade barrier to energy investments in the US. So, you know, be curious, attend other sessions because that's how you discover a new perspective. That's how you make these intellectual connections, right, between all fields of law. That makes you a more agile lawyer, a more knowledgeable lawyer. Two, on legacy. Your contributions over the past days are part of what will remain from this Congress. Lawyers from every corner of the world. There was someone from Mali, for instance. I talked to her. Thank you very much for coming, for being with us. Every corner of the world have gathered to learn, to exchange, and to challenge each other. We believe, we hope, that all the discussions that we initiated with our panels will continue to echo and to resonate far beyond Washington, D.C. The delegates, you will carry this knowledge and this new perspective back to your jurisdictions, to your practices, and to your clients. To us, this is one of the most meaningful justifications of this Congress. So now, and true to AIJA spirit, we would like to celebrate this legacy by sharing the key takeaways of our sessions, seriously but not too seriously. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Should I put it here?
Thank you. It's not even morning. All right. First session, we will start off with the legal track and want to name the smart hospitals and the future of health law. Well, before robots are cutting us open, let's make sure, AIJA lawyers, that the contracts for insurance are in place.
We learned that in arbitration and international business law, that is a tightrope. AI on one side and diligent contract drafting and compliance on the other.
Don't work from home. We learned lawyers can be very passionate politicians, especially when it comes to defending their fundamental right of wearing sweatpants.
According to the legal tug of war in international trade sessions, lawyers in trade wars have double trouble. On top of legal barriers, they also need to cope with political ones.
Navigating insolvency proceedings in cross-border M&A, well, we all know what happened. It's so complicated, the fire alarm went off.
And for the session running in parallel, Next Gen on the helm, also think fire alarm. Some regions panic, some ignore it, and legal leaders are trafficking everyone through the smoke.
Eat the rich, feed the rich, and share the cake with the new generation. That's another simple proof that there are just two sure things in life: death and taxes.
The session on emerging markets taught us that trade and investments in emerging markets will always be complex. As lawyers, we can only try to control the chaos.
Acquisition financing in uncertain times. It may be challenging to get the money to buy a great business, but that just makes us lawyers so much more important.
Game changer. Our takeaway from that is sports used to make their own rules. Now antitrust law has blown the whistle. Young athletes and lawyers, play smart on the Bay Sox pitch.
The use of cross-border insolvency proceedings as an asset recovery tool. Well, I think before I go for cross-border asset recovery, I call an insolvency lawyer.
For the dynamics of empowerment, don't base your entire legal career on the movie Legally Blonde.
The rule of law in a changing world, and this is important. This session made clear what also the dear president of the IPBA, Jaime Carey, said. We need to defend the rule of law, and this was what was discussed. And what the maybe future president of the IPBA, I don't know, Timothée, said earlier this week, build bridges.
The session that we as ACs always called the misogyny session started with Aretha Franklin's RESPCT, then went to Andrew Tate, and then ended with the very sweet conclusion, be kind to one another.
Who is saving in-house counsel, AI or legal counsel? AI is part of the legal business, but luckily it's still a relationship business, and human review and responsibility for all content is still required. We can all keep our jobs for the time being.
The conclusion of when the advisor needs advice, you will make it through the darkest days of your career if you trust yourself and your AIJA friends.
Another fundamental learning in unlocking next-gen business development, it's actually not business development, it's relationship development.
Boost your lawyer, the session on legal directories. Legal directories matter. And you know, Christian, what matters even more?
I think I do.
AIJA.
Excuse my voice for a second. I shouted a lot last night. I think that with this informational and fun wrap-up, it is safe to say that the academic program delivered. It was inspiring, engaging, and empowering. it just rocked. And I think it is important to say that this is all due because of all those people here that you see on the slide. These are all the speakers and all the session coordinators. I would like all of them who are present in the room to stand up, please. Yes, thank you. Big round of applause. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. We couldn't have wished for better speakers and session coordinators. Thank you from all the four of us. Thank you.
We now have a video message from the immediate past president of AIJA, Jacqueline Scott.
Good morning, all. It's indeed an honor to join you today at your General Assembly meeting on behalf of UIA and our president, Carlo Mastaloni, although unfortunately, neither of us could be here to join you in person. I want to personally thank you for inviting the UIA to participate in your Congress this past week, and I so appreciated the warm and enthusiastic welcome I received from so many of you. It was a pleasure to participate in your opening ceremony on Tuesday evening. The entire evening was a great success, and I'm sure that your Congress has continued to be just as successful throughout this week. Now, having spent some time getting to know many of you, it is clear to me that you AIJA lawyers are the superstars of your generation, smart, capable, sophisticated, and successful. And you have thrived in an organization that is accessible, nimble, inclusive, and that provides great leadership and speaking opportunities on a global platform. But as you know, the runway at AIJA is not unlimited in time, and at some point, each of you will age out. And when you do, I think the UIA is the perfect place for you to land. And let me take a minute to tell you why. First, there is the substantive or academic aspect of UIA, which is exceptional. We hold over 25 annual seminars and have over 40 academic commissions covering almost every area of law in which you can practice, from AI to M&A to tax to family law to ESG and even animal law. We also have numerous committees that support our diverse legal communities, LGBTQIA+, women, next gen, and in-house counsel. We have a robust AI task force that promulgated international guidelines for all lawyers on the use of AI, and that continues to track the never-ending developments in this field. We have a special program called UIA Advance for law firms that includes targeted programming and provides discounted rates. We also have a very robust members-only training program that provides lawyers, whether they are junior or senior, with help in all aspects of legal practice, from topics such as what every lawyer needs to know about AI, to how to practice sustainably, to our mediation lab, to how to set up a law firm and attract clients. As important as our academic excellence is, our Institute for the Rule of Law, or UIA-IROL, is incredibly important. It protects the principles and fundamentals that we as lawyers hold most dear: rule of law, independence of the profession, and human rights. And as we all know, today more than ever, the role of lawyers in protecting and defending the rule of law is essential to the protection of democracy and a free and peaceful world. And while all of this contributes to UIA's greatness, in my personal opinion, the one thing that makes UIA most like AIJA and different from other international legal organizations are the people, the personal and professional relationships that you develop when you are a member. Just in the short time I joined you this week, I can see that this is what is so special about AIJA. As I looked around the room at the opening, I could not help but see the joy, the excitement, and the genuine pleasure of friends reconnecting with old friends, but also making new connections. And this, my friends, is exactly what you will find when you come to UIA. In fact, the inclusive and welcoming atmosphere at AIJA is so much like UIA that I had to keep reminding myself that I was not at a UIA event. So when the time comes, if you want to continue that special personal quality that AIJA offers and be part of a dynamic and impactful global nation of lawyers, where you will be at the cutting edge of the legal profession and experience meaningful engagement and leadership opportunities, I know you will love the UIA, and I will be delighted to welcome each of you whenever that may be. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great end of your Congress.
The third of the three remaining items in the agenda is a true pleasure and honor. Let me welcome to the stage Artur Stusineves, our incoming president.
Thank you, Dino. Before I start, some marketing here. We only have 20 bottles for Vienna left. So please, do us a favor, don't make us carry it back home, huh? Now we can go. Dear distinguished guests, dear friends, AIJA gave me everything. I first met this association in Copenhagen in 1987 when I was only 3 years of age. I was seeing Jaime here telling us about his adventures in the IPBA for 42 years to reach the presidency. Well, I beat him on this one. It took me 38 years to be here. I was just a child, of course, but even then, something about the AIJA spirit marked me forever. As I grew up, AIJA gave me direction. It made me admire lawyers, made me admire the idea of being a lawyer, and also the possibility of an international career. Through AIJA, I learned how inspiring lawyers can be when they're not only brilliant, but also generous. And it showed me that the profession is not just about cases or transactions. It's about people, the way they help each other, the way we learn from each other, and the way we grow together. AIJA helped me develop as a lawyer. It helped me see our legal profession with different eyes, with eyes of value, of not just technical excellence, but collaboration, friendship, and humanity. And yes, AIJA gave me clients, many clients. It also gave me partners and a new firm. So AIJA is not just part of my professional journey, it is my journey. Oh, sorry, I should have pushed the button before, but then we go to the second one. I have a year to learn, right? What impressed me the most in the last year as first vice president was to see friends giving so much of their time and to dedicate themselves to our beloved association. I must express my deepest thanks to my bureau colleagues, Cato, Eduardo, Caroline, Dino, Stefan. You have really become my family. You are people I admire, even more today, and to whom I trust blindly. Your care, your dedication, your attention, and attention to detail brought us to an unparalleled number of results. And we are more global than ever. We have more empowerment than ever, and our financial health has never been as strong. But this last year was not easy. We faced challenges. Our AIJA team went through important changes. Some colleagues whom we valued a lot very deeply decided to follow new paths, and that's normal. That's part of life. At the same time, we were very careful, thoughtful, and deliberate in searching the right leadership. This led us to our new managing director, Claire Flores. Claire, I'm certain that you'll start a new chapter in AIJA. I'm certain you will guide our incredible AIJA team, those who stayed, Carla, Carmen, Christina, Chloe, Miri, and those still to come, to take the association, of course, and to make it even stronger. So yes, this is not my year, it's our year. And we will build it on the shoulders of the extraordinary friends and dedication of the AIJA team. Growth is not optional. Growth is the only way we can protect everything we have achieved. Growth is what keeps AIJA global. Growth is what keeps our young lawyers empowered. Growth is what allows us to host bigger, stronger, and more impactful events. Growth is the only way to consolidate ourselves as the place where real business and real networking happen. And innovation takes time. To create something new, you must test it, use it, improve it, and repeat it over time. That is how you turn ideas into lasting achievements. That is how you make wins permanent. And we must have in mind that our association faces a unique challenge. Every year we lose members who turn 45, around 100 of them, and it's natural, it's part of it. But it means that for us to remain strong, we really must engage a constant renewal. We must grow to stay alive. And this vision is not just about numbers, it's about what we are building today. Great ideas are not temporary. Our global purpose, our 3-year plan, our mentoring program, our mental health initiative, Agents of Change, they're not abstract projects. They are answers to demands of our generation. They have become pillars of our beloved association. And I'm certain that in the coming years, they will bring extraordinary results. But we also know that the world we live faces great challenges, and so does AIJA. As a true bastion of the rule of law, we must remain vigilant, we must be clear, we must be bold, and of course, we must take a stand. This year, we will once again remind the world of what AIJA stands for. When we speak about growth, we must also speak about networking. Everyone comes here with their own definition of networking. Some think it means cocktails, cards, exchanging business cards, quick wins, but true networking takes time. It's about planting, watering, and then you wait and you harvest. In the past, results came only much later, after members had already left AIJA. But today we see something new. We see young lawyers still inside AIJA, already harvesting incredible results, already generating cases, creating business, already consolidating their careers. And this is extraordinary. This is the new AIJA. We already have the best events, the best panels, the best parties, and the best people. Of course, our AIJA spirit. And now we also have something else. We have referrals. Real cases, real clients, real businesses. And this matters. This matters a lot. That's how firms and sponsors evaluate our potential, and most of all, it matters for young international lawyers deciding whether they want to join us. AIJA is recognized for everything we do best, and now will also be recognized for what we have become, a true referrals powerhouse. At the beginning, I told you AIJA gave me everything, and now it's my time to give back. I want to dedicate this entire year to giving back to this association, to helping it grow, to helping it become stronger, not for me, but for us, not for today, but for the years to come. The future of AIJA will be global. We will keep AIJA always at heart. And together, we'll consolidate ourselves as the true referrals powerhouse for the young lawyer. Thank you.
is, after all, also a Swiss national, so he could only deliver on time and with a clear core in the right direction. Dear friends, 2 items to go on our agenda. The first one is the one you've been practicing throughout the week and just recently for, putting your hands together for some great people that are standing up for this association. I'm very happy to confirm, as spoiled before, that the elections process worked well. Thanking everyone for their cooperation, WhatsApp messages, calls, panicked moments, but all was smoothly dealt with. The election of the executive committee was particularly heated. The counting, though, was quite straightforward. So rest assured, your moment will come if you're not on this slide that is coming now. But also in true spirit of companionship and friendship, I'm sure you will join the rest of the AIJA crowd in welcoming to the executive committee some extraordinary 16 new members. We have also the opportunity of welcoming additional 4 members given to resignations or double ads that made 4 additional slots available for a shorter term of 2 or 1 year. In the next slide, you will see the names of our elected candidates. Please, please, a warm round of applause for the new members of the Executive Committee. Nick Atkins, Duran Ross, Michelle Seal, Julia Van Leven, Ilham Husseini, Lena Haas, Sabine Schneider, Luis Nicole Alvarez Barreno, Nazarene Ashfar, England Cruz, John Davis, Little Weiser, Vivian de Rodriguez, Karen Zal Bayar, Clara Lopez Hernando, etc., etc. So, next. Beautifully, no? I thought this was disconnected. We had an agreement. All right. So next, it's a real pleasure to confirm the election and announce and confirm the election of our dear friend Stefan Müller as new treasurer of the association. Democracy is beautiful, but royalty, hey. Elected first Vice President, Charlotte Traguna. And as Eduardo joined the row of the illustrious honorary president, please welcome to the ranks Caroline Barb as honorary treasurer. officially, we had 480 votes for our first vice president and 476 votes for our treasurer. The new composition of the bureau, resulting from this counting, is as follows, with an additional piece of news that some of you have already heard about. Zoya Goroga is joining our bureau. We're now moving to the appointments to the EB, as decided by the Bureau and reported to the EB and EC. For the Academic Programs Committee, Marjolaine Varest. For OCC, Pablo Nasser and Katia Garvey. For the Human Rights Committee, Gianluca Albert. And we will never let you go, Silvia. You stay with us. You already heard what he's capable of and is now doing even more in a quantitative manner. Ruben Mazar in the Sponsorship Committee. Skill, the powerhouse that delivered so beautifully this week, amongst other things, is composed of Anouk Resial, Jonathan Bench, and Aline van der Rijk. Do check out the Agents of Change program, it's incredible. And Aline. The Asia Women Network is welcoming Anya Dernatovic as officer. And having updated the slides from last night, the new diversity office, just in case. Our dear Matthijs Roes-Collius. The Sustainability Board is working really hard, and Lisa needs just one more year to finish everything she's on her plate, together with Carlos and Jeroen. And as we grow globally, we need even more coordination. So together with Shinisa, we join as co-chair and bar relation coordinator, Chiara Caliandro. Last but definitely not least, otherwise all this would not be happening, to the election board, we're pleased to welcome Vanessa Lapointe and Karen Rubach. Now is where really you cut this, okay? Appointments made by the Bureau of the presidents and vice presidents of the commissions. Antitrust, Alexandra Zhukowska. No, presidents. Vice President, Lawrence Yassar. Keep going, keep going. Vice President of the Banking, Finance and Capital Market, Gustavo Papesci. Business Crime and Civil Fraud, President Michelle Weizen-Lamette, Lawrence Clark. Corporate M&A, Alexandra Logu, Marco Gardino, Christian Rischka, Salome Weiser. Insolvency, Vice President Marie Barsoum. International Private Client and Family Law, Miriam Bogheli, Bérangère Dio. Thomas Fernanda Macheco Moreira. IPTMT, Eliane Aas. Labor Law and Immigration Law, President Sanne van Ruutbeek and Vice President Álvaro Fernández Sánchez de Corral. Litigation President Juan Mendoza, Vice President Kash Patel. Tax, Silvia Nube-Vidal. Vice President, Meryl Kelly. And Vice President, David Salgado Areyas. You're just there. Keep going, keep going. Transport and Logistic Law, Henrik Herrmann, Jan Harmeling, co-president, and Jan Rossi and Morgan Russell as vice president. Good, good. We only have 75 more names to go. So, growing globally with the right people. Appointments on national representatives, local representatives, and regional coordinators. Okay, good. You can do this. I can do this. Let's do this. Okay, Argentina, Eduardo Patricio Bonis. Brazil, Rafael Teixeira. Bulgaria, Risto Flaminos. China, Ivy Yang. Hungary, Gabor. Ireland, Clara. Italy, Manuel. Japan, Yuka. Mexico, Emiliano. Russia, Margarita. Spain, Delia. Switzerland, Michael. Turkey, Kajdas. United States, Christine Alexis Concepcion. Local representatives. Artemis Amalia Metaxa, Kuwait, Almas Bukamats, Malaysia, Kenneth Wong, Germany, the Berlin area, Luisa Rodemar, Spain, Alexandra Eckert, and Latin America, Dani Flores. Oh, we had other 4 minutes. I could go. Okay. Do you want to start? No, okay. Thank you very much. We said we had 3 items to go. We had the second one covered just now. Any question, comment for the miscellaneous element before we pass to the last one, if we have? François? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. So stay tuned for the last element that we have now. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, let's see. Maybe you have a clue?
Ladies and gentlemen, look at this guy on the screen. Tremendous guy. Some people say it's Eduardo. Some people say it's Arnie. Nobody knows, but Eduardo, he's much better looking. Much. And smarter. Everybody says so. He's also my favorite Mexican, the best, believe me. He's been with AIJA a long time, done it all. Arbitration, treasurer, president, the best titles. Nobody has more titles. He made AIJA Global a huge success, absolutely huge. Now, we've got videos from his many friends. They love him, big time. Only problem, Eduardo talks slow, very slow. So they made long videos, too long. So we're speeding them up. Everybody wins. Win-win. Believe me.
I have some great Eduardo memories. Hey, can we talk about the Halloween ambulance at the Miami Half Year?
Don't ask Eduardo about the Halloween party in 2019 in Wynwood and the ambulance.
Eduardo, my friend, I'm very surprised that I found something very, very nice. Check this out. Have fun, my friend. Thank you.
Let me add a couple of comments here and then add 75 more examples.
Eduardo, my dear friend, thanks a lot for all of that, for all your commitment, my dear.
Mi buen Eduardo. Gracias, mi amigo. Who is Eduardo de la Peña? Eduardo is a top lawyer and a top friend. Top.
Danke, Eduardo, for leading us with kindness, generosity, and wisdom.
Eduardo, thank you for putting us together and for Global AIJA. Especially for us young lawyers. And all your metaphors about camels and horses, we'll miss them. But thank you for being such an amazing leader. We love you.
There's so many things about Eduardo that I love.
Eduardo, what an honor to organize the biggest AIJA annual congress in history with you. I mean, generally, it was crazy, but the best kind of crazy. De Madrid al cielo.
Hello, Eduardo, and greetings from England. It really has been a privilege and a pleasure
spend time with you thanks to AIJA. Amongst all the other qualities you brought to AIJA, you're a fantastic communicator, and I've always enjoyed listening to you in meetings, big and small. What I'll always remember is the speech you gave when I became an honorary member at the Singapore Congress, which I really did appreciate and think about often. Really enjoy your post-bureau break, and see you soon.
Thank you, Eduardo. Muchas gracias.
Eduardo, it was my pleasure to share the AIJA Feld with you all over these years, and I'm very sorry for not bringing the Labor Law Commission to Monterrey, Guadalajara.
But what I prefer most is when he encourages me to have my cake and eat it.
Eduardo, I wish you all the best. De Madrid al cielo.
Querido Eduardo, I know you're expecting a very long speech, but I'll keep it very short. I'm happy to have a friend from Acapulco because I've always wanted to visit the city since I'm a big fan of El Chavo del Ocho. And every time I talk to you, I think of Chavo. Muchas gracias. Obrigado. Un beijo.
Eduardo, amigo, it's been a long way since Santiago in 2014. Thank you for all the long-lasting changes that you have brought into the association and for putting words into actions. Gracias.
Eduardo, querido amigo, what can I say about you that hasn't already been said 1,000 times before? You are one of the warmest, kindest, and most generous individuals I've ever known. Always with a smile, always making time for everyone, always pushing us just to be a little bit better. And always putting AIJA first.
AIJA is a full circle, and now your AIJA career has come full circle. So thank you for everything you've done. Peace out.
My path with Eduardo is truly global. It all started in Singapore many years ago at his bombastic arbitration seminar. I spare you the details about how he rescued me from the Singapore police. Anyway, we rapidly concluded that the time is now, the time to bring the whole Association of Young Lawyers to Singapore, and so we did, truly living your motto, Global AIJA.
Eduardo, in a few words, I would say hard worker, dedicated to AIJA, traveler, break time, and of course, visionnaire with Global AIJA. Thanks a lot, Eduardo, for all your commitments and ideas. We'll miss you.
Hello, Eduardo. Congrats. We will spread the word and continue to conquer AIJA worldwide.
Hola, Eduardo. ¿Qué tal? Confirmo, hay vida después la AIJA, o disculpe, después la Global AIJA. Nos vemos en el fulgurante mundo del arbitraje internacional. Un abrazo. Ciao.
Global AIJA. Eddie the Eagle, thank you for everything you've done for Global AIJA.
You are all wrong. It is Global AIJA.
We love you, Eduardo. Global AIJA.
Global AIJA. Global AIJA.
AIJA is full circle. Vis-a-vis everything.
Global AIJA.
But you know, no one embodied more the motto Global AIJA like Eduardo did. Thanks, Eduardo, for everything.
Hi, Eduardo. Thanks to your push, AIJA has truly become Global AIJA. Many thanks, Eddie.
But Eduardo was so kind that he kept quoting me with some very nice and smart sounding sentences for the rest of our AIJA times. Thank you, Eduardo.
Eduardo is one of those friends from whom you learn a lot. One of my favorite phrases I heard from him was one that describes him very well, which is, when you are like a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Global AIJA.
I've had the pleasure of knowing Eduardo de la Peña for approximately 18 years. So many memories, and I have to say, I commend my friend Eduardo for finding the fountain of youth and staying young a little longer than I managed to do, even though he's a little older than I am. AIJA gathered many of us from all corners of the world, but Eduardo helped make us global AIJA. I mean, generally speaking, he made us pretty great. Thank you, my friend, for all the hard work, dedication, and love that you poured into our beloved organization. Congratulations.
Hi everyone. Hi AIJA. This is Jessica, Pablo, and we're Lalo's family, and we're here to celebrate with all of you this amazing moment and to say how proud we are of you, Lalo. You have reached an amazing presidency, and I know this is something that you always wanted to. So that's one of the biggest reasons that I fell in love with you a couple of years ago, was your determination to always achieve everything you have your mindset on. We then wanted to share a couple of fun facts that happened along the way. You mentioned to us that being a president wasn't going to take you away from the family. Was that true?
I don't think so.
I think we saw your suitcase more than what we expected. But you also mentioned that you were going to build amazing relationships that will last for a lifetime. And that, we know that has been the case, and we are absolutely, amazed by everything that you always do. And we just wanted to say that we love you very much and that we are AIJA.
Yeah, we are AIJA.
We are AIJA. Thank you.
Always get what you want, but if you try sometime, it just might find, it just might find, you get what you need. Oh yeah. You can't always get what you want. No, baby, you can't always get what you want.
For the minutes or something under formalities?
J'ai eu le grand honneur de travailler avec toi et j'ai maintenant la possibilité de te remercier pour tous tes services en tant que trésorière de notre association. Your dedication, your precision, and your tireless energy have not only kept AIJA's finances in the best of hands. You have shown above all how much heart and passion such a role can carry. You were never just treasurer. You were an inspiration to us all, with a clear vision, a great sense of collaboration. You made sure that we set standards from which AIJA will benefit in the upcoming years. Standards which I most likely will curse and are very hard to live up to. To make your transition now a little easier, let us look at your career at AIJA, how it started, how it progressed, and what your friends had to say about you.
How it started. Joining AIJA in 2011, you were already eager to go to work. Marta has kindly saved your first official AIJA email. You started to enjoy AIJA and all it has to offer.
Rappelle-moi le jour et l'année. Rappelle-moi le temps qu'il faisait. Et si j'ai oublié, tu peux me secouer. Et s'il me prend l'envie de m'en
Apart from serving as the co-chair of the Elections Board, you served as Vice President and President of the Labour Law Commission from 2017 until 2023, followed by your opus magnum, serving as Treasurer of AIJA until today.
Of course, you have made many friends along the way within AIJA, and they would like to say something to you.
Treasurers and ministers in finance do not have the best of reputation as regards kindness, but that clearly doesn't apply to Caroline. She is not only very kind, but very diligent, and she can clearly keep her house in order. But what I really most valued about Caroline is that she really puts the interest of the association before any of her own commercial interest, and she simply does what is right. So it was a true privilege, Caroline, to share the bureau with you.
I love Caroline because, seeing her work in the bureau, she's always very balanced, very fair, and very honest. So I've always loved her for that.
Lots of good memories with you, Caroline. A very recent one was in Cambridge, where you almost broke your toe, and despite the pain, you walked through the city until the club where you could not stop dancing all night.
My best memory of Caroline is when we were both attending the employment law seminar in Bratislava. I was on maternity leave and I thought it would be a great idea to bring my newborn to an AIJA seminar. I don't regret it, but I would never do it again, and it's thanks to Caroline that I can enjoy that seminar. The baby was crying, I was hungry, I was tired. She just took the baby. I didn't see them anymore for the rest of the night. And this story is symbolic for who Caroline is as a person and as a friend. She's been the first person I met in AIJA. She's always been one of my best friends. I could confide in her for everything. She's an excellent lawyer, an excellent treasurer, and I don't know anyone who can tell you to stop spending money so kindly.
November 2023, we were in Seattle. We had a long chat about AIJA, how it works, and also about our professional career, and that was extremely helpful.
I value you for your warmth, your humor, and for continuously joining us on the dance floor.
Hello, Caroline. I'm standing in front of the Pavilion of the Human Passions. It's a sculpture that's exceptionally open here in Brussels in the summer, and it reflects all good things in life, such as happiness, wisdom, motherhood, all good things that you passed also in your AIJA career.
The best memories I have from you are definitely from the dance floor. You rock.
Caroline is not only super friendly, smart, and so devoted to the association. She also sends out the funniest Christmas cards, believe me.
I can remember that we met a lot of times, and I can also remember that you always had everything planned and always everything under control. The only thing which went wrong one time, that when I said no to do a panel on a pink pension. But you were so determined that you started to call me every Saturday at 11 o'clock in the hope that I would be drunk at some point. And eventually, I of course was, and I said yes.
There's so many things that I want to share about you, but I don't think I have enough time. What I'm gonna say is that I feel very sorry we're not going to be able to work together in the bureau, but I'm sure I want to thank you actually for everything you've done as a treasurer. I'm sure you had to deal with a lot of difficult questions, but I'm also sure that you dealt with them in the way you deal with your Christmas cards. Never stop smiling, never stop being such a nice and brilliant person, very welcoming, and wishing you all the best with everything that you take from now on.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one who is stating this, but what's actually unique are your amazing Christmas cards, which are even hand-delivered to Mexico City if they are bouncing back in Vienna.
In my early AIJA career, you were one of the first people who supported my crazy ideas in planning a half-year conference in Gothenburg. I don't know if I'd be where I am today in AIJA without that support. But you've been very meaningful to me and inspiring in other ways. And it's your super way of saving money on family vacations by bringing Nicholas to all the AIJA events all over the world, which I've really taken to heart, bringing Cornelia to events all over the world and thus saving plenty of money for other fun stuff. And for that I salute you.
I think we've spent a really, really good time together, and I know with the AIJA spirit, it will last forever.
For the future, I wish you, of course, all the best. Thanks for all what you've done as treasurer of the association. You explain complicated things in a very simple way, and maybe my wish for you is to look at less Excel sheets. Thanks again.
Caroline, what can I wish for you? I mean, we've been working together on a weekly basis now. It's already a dream come true, and thank you for everything you've done for AIJA and the association. You're amazing. Merci, 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 merci.
I wish you all the best for your post-treasurer time.
So now that you're stepping down from the bureau, I wish you all the best, first with your personal life and also with your professional career, and I hope you'll stick around for many, many years.
My wish for Caroline is that everyone she meets may be a bit more like her. Smart, funny, talented, supportive, kind. The world would be a better place. Please don't leave the bureau.
She always blushes a bit when I call her chérie in public. Alors merci beaucoup, chérie, pour tout ce que tu as fait pour AIJA, to many more years to come.
Heartfelt gratitude for everything you've done for the association, and good luck on all your future endeavors. Bisous.
Thank you so much, Caroline. All the best.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for all your support and devotion to AIJA for the past years. It's remarkable.
Tout le bonheur du monde.
See you soon.
It's not goodbye yet, because you're still so young. You have 10 more years to go. So it's just au revoir. Bye-bye.
Thank you for everything. We miss you, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline, for putting her hometown, Lille, on the AIJA map. Salut Bilout.
I could not have said it better than them. You are an amazing person, and I'm truly honored to have been able to work with you, both in the Labour Law Commission and in the Bureau. But most of all, I'm truly humbled to call you my friend. Thank you for all that you have done for AIJA, for contributing to our AIJA experience, and for just being you. Bisous.
And now, Caroline, you say, fuck, I'm out of here.
Alors, qui dit études, dit travail, qui dit taf, je te dis les thunes, qui dit argent, dit dépenses, qui dit crédit, dit créance, qui dit dette, te dit huissier, lui dit...
Thank you, everyone. You've been amazing. See you at the gala.